In this lesson, you will learn how to get targeted customers with YouTube ads, so that you can capture more leads and make more sales from people that want to view your ads. To find your ideal customers, we will use targeting. You have to be aware of the different targeting options available in YouTube ads. In this training, you will learn how to research the targeting and set it up in your campaign so that you get good results from the start. Targeting is split into two categories. People, this refers to the people who you want to target, and content, so where you want your ad to appear. Let's view these options in the YouTube campaign setup screen. This is the Google Ads Create a Campaign screen. We'll go into details of every part in a later tutorial. For now, let's scroll down, and over here we have people targeting and content targeting. For people targeting, you have two categories, demographics and audiences. If we open demographics, you can see here that you can target based on gender, age, and parental status. Now, what I suggest you do for your first campaign is target everyone, because you don't have enough data at this stage to know which is your best audience. So target everyone first, then analyze your results, and then you can remove categories from this section. And then secondly, we have audiences. If we go to browse, we will see the main categories. So firstly, you have detailed demographics. So these are some more demographics about the audience. Then you have an affinity audience. And basically what an affinity audience is that Google creates certain audiences based on a person's activity. So Google analyzes someone's overall interests, passions, and lifestyle to get a better sense of their overall identity, and then creates an affinity audience. So if we open this up, we see a number of different categories and subcategories that can be related to your offer. When you are setting up your targeting for your campaign, you never want to go for the top level category like this, because it is too broad. You always want to choose a category, open it up, and if there are sub-levels, then go down as deep as you can and then select the lowest level possible. So let's close this for now. So these are affinity audiences. Next, we have in-market and live events. So let's open this up and let's cover in-market audiences first. Again, you have a lot of different categories here. An in-market audience is actively researching and looking out to buy products and services at this moment. Affinity audiences is more broad compared to in-market audiences. Because in-market refers to an audience that is actively pursuing to buy in a particular niche, for that reason, in-market audience is a little bit more expensive than affinity audience. But if your goal is conversions or sales, then in-market audiences is something you should consider because you may get a better conversion rate. And once again, go down to the lowest level possible and then select your categories. Let's go back to in-market audiences. Actually, let's close this. And then we have live events. And a live event audience, that's pretty simple. This audience deals with people who are experiencing some live event, such as opening a business, graduating from college, or renovating their homes. You can see all sorts of live events listed here. So YouTube detects what people are doing online and creates these audiences for you. The best way to prepare your campaign is to go through all of these and make a list of the categories that apply to your offer. We'll talk about that later. And let's go back. And then lastly, we have remarketing and similar audiences. These are located over here. This part is really important and you must understand this for improving your YouTube ad results. Let's talk about remarketing lists first. At this moment, there's no data here, but once you have an ad running, Google will collect information about people who are interacting with your ads. Then Google will put these into a list. When your list is big enough, then you can set up a campaign and only target those people. That's why it's called remarketing, because you are marketing to people who have already seen your offer or brand. And I will show you how to set up your remarketing list when we get to the practical part of setting up your campaign. And then next we have similar audiences. So once you set up a remarketing list, then you can create similar audiences. Basically what happens is that Google analyzes all the data in your remarketing list and then creates a similar audience for you to target. These campaigns work great because you get higher interactions at lower rates. So your conversions will be up while your costs will be down. But before you can run these campaigns, you need to use affinity audiences, in-market audiences, live events, and even detailed demographics to get your ideal audience first. Once that is set up, once you get enough data, then you can use remarketing and similar audiences and have the best types of YouTube campaigns. Now scrolling down, we have content targeting. Here we have 3 categories: keywords, topics, and placements. For keywords, well, this involves adding relevant keywords to your offer, but honestly, this type of targeting is not your best option for YouTube ads, so I will skip on this. Then we have topics. And here you can choose from a wide range of topics, but once again, when you find your niche, never choose from the top level, always open it up as far as possible, just so that you can be more specific. I suggest this because you want to narrow your audience. And if you choose the top level category, it will simply be too broad. You will get a lot of traffic that isn't interested in your offer, and you want to be as specific as possible. So these are a lot of different topics. I'm sure you can find something that is relevant to your offer. Let's close this up. And then we have placements. This is very interesting and it requires some work from your side. It is a very useful option when you want to target a subscriber base that someone else has already created. For placements, I'm going to cover the top 2 options, YouTube channels and YouTube videos, which means that you can target YouTube subscribers from certain channels. And if you want to be even more targeted, then you can specify on which videos your ads are to appear. For example, let's say someone is looking up videos about a pool filter problem and you are selling pool filters. So you can target those specific videos and have your ad displayed before that content is played. And that's the advantage that YouTube ads has, in that you can specify who to show your ad to, and if that person is not interested and immediately skips the ad, then you don't get charged. Some other placements here include websites, apps, and app categories. But in my training, I'm going to be using these ones because I believe these ones have the most relevance to online offers. And that wraps up this lesson. You have just been shown a lot of different targeting options. Now, this can be overwhelming. It was for me when I first saw this, but I have some good news for you. In the next lesson, I'll show you a proven method for narrowing down your targeting so that you can easily and accurately find your ideal customers. And once we complete that step, I will show you how to set it up in the YouTube ads panel.